Alright guys, here we go. This is Moms Against Medical Bullying. I got this email today. It says you're receiving this email as notification that the Kentucky Department of Public Health has filed the following administrative emergency regulation. This administrative regulation establishes the requirements for wearing a suffocation device by teachers, staff, children, and visitors while in a child care center or a family child care home. That doesn't say in a public school, a child care center. So I don't know about that. This administrative regulation is necessary to ensure the health and safety of the children, teachers, staff, and visitors in child care settings during the current emergency. The CDC now recommends universal indoor wearing of suffocation devices for all teachers, staff, students, and visitors to schools regardless of shot status. The CDC recommends that all people age 2 and older, not fully shot up, should wear a suffocation device while indoors in child care settings. The CDC also recommends that fully shot up people wear suffocation devices in public indoor settings and areas. Okay, so basically where you have shots or not, they want the suffocation device. The CDC does. Public hearing and public comment period. A public hearing on this administrative regulation shall, if be requested, held on September 27, 2021, 9 a.m. So yeah, if you're interested, screenshot that. But I don't know if they're going to get that far, guys, because I'm going to go over to Chris Weiss's page and read there for 1 sec. All right, so this is the, wait, do I have the right thing up here? No, hold on a second. All right, here we are. So he said attaches a filing we just made with, no. Hold on, guys. Let me update my page here. Sorry. Oh boy. Let's see what this says. Oh my gosh. Okay. Today, the Kentucky Department of Education will adopt a suffocation device regulation for public schools. They have no authority over private schools. They do have separate statutory authority that I believe allows them to do so. It is my opinion that the governor's suffocation device order remains illegal. Okay, so basically the governor just went around and got the Department of Education to do this. Wow, this is crazy. So the governor's mandate is illegal under 2021 Senate Bill 1 and the Boone Circuit Court injunction. However, it's my opinion that the KD regulation on suffocation devices is legal. Wow. It's not letting me read more. Okay. It's equally my opinion that 2021 House Bill permits one individual school districts to adopt their own plans and post them in compliance with that section, considering the CDC guidance. Yeah, so we all know what happened there. That's no surprise. So this here doesn't even matter, because I was going to read this. Attaches a filing that the Kentucky Attorney General made in response to the governor's mandate for kids. I don't even know if that even matters. I mean, it might matter for us, but I guess it doesn't matter for the kids. Let me look up this Kentucky regulation. Okay, here we go. KRS 156160. Promulgation of Administrative Regulations by Kentucky Board of Education, voluntary compliance penalty. With the advice of the local superintendent's advisory council, the Kentucky Board of Education shall promulgate administrative regulations establishing standards which school districts shall meet in student program service and operational performance. These regulations shall comply with the expected outcomes for students in schools set forth in KRS 158-6451. Administrative regulations shall be promulgated for the following: courses of study for different grades. Okay. Courses of study or educational experiences available to all students. The acquisition and use of educational equipment for schools. The minimum requirements for high school graduation in light of the expected outcomes for students. Requirements for alternative high school diploma for students with disabilities whose individual blah blah blah. The student cannot participate in the regular statewide assessment. Okay, no. F. Taking and keeping a school census. Sanitary and protective construction of public school buildings, toilets, physical equipment of school grounds, school buildings, and classrooms with respect to physical standards of sanitary and protective construction for school buildings, medical inspection, physical and health education and recreation, and other regulations necessary or advisable for the protection of the physical welfare and safety of public school children. I don't know if they're getting in under that. The administrative regulation shall set requirements for student health standards to be met by all students in grades 4, 8, and 12. The administrative regulation shall permit a student who received a physical examination no more than 6 months prior to his or her initial admission to Head Start to substitute that physical examination for physical examination required by the Board of Education of all students upon initial admission to public schools. If the physical examination given the Head Start program meets all requirements of the physical examination. Okay. All right. A vision examination. Okay. Beginning with 2010-2011 school year, a dental screening or examination by a dentist. A child shall be referred to a licensed dentist. Okay. So basically they're telling you that you have to take your kid to all these people before you can put them in their schools, which is a little bit strange in a way. The transportation of children to and from school, the fixing of holidays on which schools may be closed, the preparation of budgets and salaries, a uniform series of forms and blankets, educational, financial, including forms of contacts, the disposal of real and personal property owned by local, blah, 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 the development and implementation of I'm reading this, guys, because I'm trying to figure out where in this allows them to do this to kids. The development and implementation of procedures for all students who are homeless and youths. The following, let me see here. Okay, hold on, I think we're coming up to it. At the request of a local board of education or a school council, a local school district superintendent shall request that Kentucky Board of Education waive any admin regulation promulgated by that board beginning in 1996 to 97 school year. A request for a waiver of any administrative regulation shall be submitted to the Kentucky Board of Education in writing with appropriate justification for the waiver. The Kentucky Board of Education may approve the request when the school district or school has demonstrated circumstances that may include, but are not limited to, the following. An alternative approach will achieve the same result required by the administrative regulation. Implementation of the administrative regulation will cause a hardship on the school district. There is a finding of good cause for the waiver. The following shall not be subject to a waiver: administrative regulations relating to health and safety. Well, there you go. That's the very broad health and safety. Administrative regulation relating to civil rights. Administrative regulations required by federal law. An administrative regulation promulgated in accordance with KRS, in this section relating to measurement of performance outcomes. Okay, I'm going to read that. Any waiver granted under this subsection shall be subject to revocation upon a determination by the Kentucky Board of Education. I mean, so yeah, that to me, what I read just sounded like a particular school could ask for a waiver. But yeah, is that going to happen? I mean, maybe if a bunch of parents oppose this, but I think that yesterday MAFA was having was going to show up at the Boone County Board of Education meeting. This is very concerning. So yeah, anyways, I just wanted to update you guys, and we'll see what happens. I mean, I don't know if there's a point to doing the hearing because they went around the other way, and they're wanting to force this thing with these suffocation devices, and it's real freaky, guys.